Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and today I'm going to share with you 5 shopping mistakes that I've made. Now, a lot of these relate to luxury, but not strictly. So I figured I would share them with you because I am on a little bit of a shopping ban after buying my Fendi bag and the little Bottega wallet. I love those things. I don't regret them at all, but I'm definitely going to be on a no spend for the next few months. We're going to be moving soon, so I really just need to focus on saving up for that. So hopefully, hopefully this can be fun for us, and this will also help remind me not to do these things. So starting out with, assuming that being more expensive means better quality. That is definitely not always true. And sometimes I think you have to think about the life of the item. So for example, there's only so much that I'm going to be willing to spend on a white piece of clothing because it's white and white clothes don't stay white. Now I know that I got that white Chanel and that was definitely a risky move on my part, but I love that bag and it's a lot easier to keep a bag white than it is, for example, a shirt. My white shirts don't stay white. No. They just don't, because I'm a human being and I do all normal human being things like sweat or, drop things. So no, I have definitely made this mistake where I think it just makes a lot more sense to spend money on something. And I do have a video, I don't know if it'll be out already, but for example, I did share the times when luxury just actually didn't cut it, the pieces that were so much better because they weren't terribly expensive and they don't need to be. Like for example, the Gucci loafers. I thought about buying the Gucci loafers for years. I literally debated it with myself for years. And then finally I'm like, why am I having this internal discussion? I already know that the Sam Edelman loafers are amazing, that they do last for years, that I can walk miles in them, that they're flattering. Why am I talking about spending an additional, just $700? That's rent. that is like housing for a month, okay? Now if someone can do it just as well, in my opinion, for, an eighth of the price, I definitely try not to make that mistake anymore. Next, and I do have my notebook in front of me, so I'm sorry that I'm looking down. Finding something that I liked and then buying a dozen of them. I used to do this all the time. Oh, I would I would be attracted to a certain style, like when I got really into boots and then I wanted all these specific kind of like dresses to go with them, and then I would find something I liked and buy a dozen sweater dresses in this exact same style. I don't know about you, but I have one body, just one, just one. And so I can only wear things so often. And shocker, I don't actually enjoy wearing the exact same thing every single day, despite the fact that you always see me in a cardigan. I do actually have quite a few cardigans because I do nearly wear them every other day. But this was a huge mistake on my part. I would find a dress that I liked or a style of boot that I liked and then buy like 5 of them. They would never get the wear, or I would just spend way too much money, and by the time that they would get the wear, I would have already moved on to a different style because it's natural for those things to change. Nobody wants to look exactly the same for 10 full years, 20 full years. Like, that makes sense. And also, my style was very different 5 years ago. I'm now almost 30, that makes sense. Not that long ago, it seems, I was in college, so yeah, I try not to do that anymore, but I still find it really, really tempting. Like, I just found what I consider to be the perfect t-shirt from J. Crew. I love this t-shirt, and I'm really, really fighting the urge to buy like 5, 6 of them. Yeah, I need to not. Anyway, not following, up next, not following the rule, if you can't buy it 2 or 3 times over, you shouldn't buy it, or you should wait. Now, I have never, just in case my mom's watching this, I've never gone into debt to buy something. I've never bought something that I couldn't afford but I definitely haven't always followed the rule of if you can't buy it 2 or 3 times over. In other words, you should have, like, in that separate pocket of money, like in your savings or your purse fund or whatever it is, if you don't have 2 to 3 times the price of that item, it's just, yeah, you probably shouldn't do it. I've definitely skipped over this rule, and it can be a little stressful. It was stressful, I can think 1 or 2 times when I did it, thinking, well, I hope nothing goes wrong in the next month, you know? It's just so much easier not to put that kind of pressure on yourself. Like, it really then comes down to dumb luck, because accidents happen, frustrating things happen, as we know. You know, if 2020 taught us anything, it's that having that safety net is really important, and a bag is not worth, you know, not worth that additional stress. So that is something that I am always trying to remember. Next, number 4, constantly changing and buying skincare. This is something I haven't done in years, thank goodness. Because, oh, I mentioned this again in my video where I talk about things like times that luxury just can't cut it, and that for me is definitely skincare. I try just not to watch that much YouTube content around skincare. There are definitely some personalities that I love, and so I still really enjoy watching their channels. But it's my fault, but I was definitely influenced to constantly buy skincare. Like, the Sephora sale just came around, and I'm actually really proud of myself that I didn't buy any skincare. I don't need it. I have a good balance with my skin. I know it works. But I was constantly cocktailing new skincare regimes and wreaking absolute havoc on my skin. It was a really rough few years, and I mean literally, my skin was rough and bumpy and angry. Part of it was because I was just so desperate wanting to fix it, and then I did the smart thing and went to a dermatologist, you know, an actual professional. So I do not spend that much money on skincare anymore, and I don't constantly cocktail and find new things and, oh, this is the next best mask. No, you know, and truth be told, yeah, I'm just some random chick on the internet sitting on her bed right now. I can't tell you what's right for your skin, so I definitely don't assume that any other influencer can say that. That's so individual to you. They're not even looking at you. So how can I recommend someone's skincare? It was a huge mistake, and I couldn't tell what was an allergic reaction. I couldn't tell what was the actual acne that I was dealing with at the time. So that is absolutely a shopping mistake that I made. Number 5, finally, dry cleaning clothes instead of hand washing. This cost me hundreds. And that was before I was buying luxury bags. In the last few years, I've really focused on washing things at home. It's better for the environment, it's better for your wallet, and it's better for your clothes. There is no reason not to do this. No reason. Okay, in fact, I actually really want to make a video all about how I hand wash my clothes and how I take care of my linen, my silk, wool, cashmere. Because that is predominantly what my clothes are. And you can literally pay, you can save up all that money from dry cleaning and put it towards nicer clothes. Now, there are 1 or 2 things that I probably wouldn't try to hand wash myself. For example, one of my Zimmermann dresses, the really avant-garde one, that one I'm probably not going to try to hand wash, but I can steam it, and that can extend the life of it. But yeah, we know that dry cleaners are really terrible for the environment. They're very costly, especially if you go to a good one. I have had things ruined when I was trying to be cheap, and I went to like the $1.99 ones, and they ruined a wool coat. So if you're not doing that, then they cost a lot of money. It was a huge shopping mistake on my part, and I try not to do it anymore. Honestly, the time that it would take to drive there, to make sure I didn't lose the little slip thing that they give you and drive there and pick it up, it takes less time for me to care for them at home. So, okay. Oh gosh, oh, I hate reliving these. I hope you enjoyed my shopping mistakes. Please let me know if you've ever done any of these, if there were any changes that you made in the last few years to try to avoid shopping mistakes for yourself, because it's so easy to fall into. And a lot of it just for me comes down to laziness, you know, like it just, of course, you take this to the dry cleaners. I mean, it even says dry clean only, but you definitely don't have to. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments and some of the mistakes that you've made so that I don't feel alone here. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, but I'll talk to you next time. Bye.